tell us about yourself and your job here.
Okay, I'm Coach Decatur. Should I talk to you or should
You do both.
Okay. I'm Rashandra Decatur. Teaching is my second career. I was a state auditor for 10 years, 10 years before I did this, and I decided I wanted to teach. And I just really love math, especially algebra. I love algebra. So I've been teaching for Akron Public Schools for the last 15 years, and the last 5 years I've been here at the STEM Middle School, and before that I was in another middle school. So, and actually I spent a year in high school also, but most of the time I've been teaching 8th grade algebra.
And do you enjoy that position?
I enjoy this position. I love my job. I work really hard, but I really like it. I like it because every day is a new day. Every day when I leave, I know, whether I've met my goal for that day or not. So I really like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Complaint about. So tell us some about your instructional strategies that you implement to help learners build their own understanding of how math works.
Well, the one thing here at the STEM Middle School, we use inquiry-based mathematics, and that's what I really like the most. And we use the Connected Mathematics series, and basically the students have to go through, we launch a problem every day, and the students have to go through an investigation every day, and then draw their own conclusions from the investigation. But the reason why I really like that is not just because it's inquiry, but also because it ties in with our problem-based learning that we do here. And so a lot of times those investigations will be little what we call PBLs.
Right.
And so I can run those just like I would a big problem-based learning unit.
Right.
I run those the same way. And so basically we might take on the role as a learner. We'll take on the role, we might be engineers for that day, and we'll determine what we know, what we need to know, and then kind of draw conclusions from that. So I really like that. I think that helps the students a lot.
That sounds exciting. Can you tell us an example from the past couple of weeks that you've done that really worked out well?
Well, we just kind of, the ones we've done so far is basically just linear equations, but they don't just, they don't just dump them into solving equations using the properties of equality. Basically, the main thing we've been concentrating on is that there are different strategies for solving equations. And so they really hit heavily with, you can make a table, you can make a graph, you can make a linear model. And all those things come together. And so if the students figure out, if they just are like, I can't do this algebraically, then they have those other tools that they can fall back on. That's really what we've been concentrating on the last couple of weeks, and we probably will be doing that for another month, but that's the main thing. But what I'm noticing is that when the students are done with that, they get it. The properties of equality are not difficult for them anymore. They just develop these problem strategies that they can use, and some of them I don't even know. I don't know all the strategies that they develop. I know the ones that I've taught them, but I know that they're developing other strategies because I can see them it transfer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So what are some real world examples that you have used?
Like for example, when we do exponential growth, normally in a traditional setting, you would, have your exponential growth and your exponential decay functions.
Right.
But the students don't really know how that ties to anything. So here, in my Connected Mathematics series, it actually they always tie it to invasive species and things like that, and bacteria. Right. Well, invasive species is a problem-based learning unit that they do in the 7th grade. So they actually go out in the community and learn how to eradicate or eliminate invasive species in the Cajon Valley National Park. So once they come to me and we get to exponential growth, then all I have to do is kind of give them, I'll ask them, does this sound like anything? And they'll say, oh, it sounds like our invasive species. So then it's real to them. They know this is not just a problem in the book, it's real. And a lot of times in the book, it will refer to it might refer to some invasive species in Africa. And so I'll say, well, you think this is real? And they're like, I'm not sure. Well, then we'll get on the internet and we'll look and see, is that real in Africa? And they're like, oh, this is really happening. So we always try to tie it to something in the real world whenever we can. I know traditionally I would always just say, well, this is really happening. But now, with the technology, we can just jump on the technology and they can see, yes, this really is happening in the world. So, and that makes, when we start talking about exponential growth, it just makes it, it just makes it come to life. It's real.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat. Okay, let's move to the next one.
Okay.
What's one way, or multiple ways, that you practically implement differentiation?
My differentiation is evolving. I'm getting better and better with it. It's just not an easy thing. I'm using technology a lot. And so we use, our school uses the program called ALEX. It's an internet-based differentiation program, and I like it the best because the students can actually choose which topics they want to work on based on how they're performing. And then I use another differentiated program called Math Excel, and that came along with our book. But that one, I have to kind of guide them a little bit more with that one. In the classroom, we have a period where I can pull the students in and differentiate or enrich them. So right now for my enrichment, I'm running a coding program through Amplify. And they're learning how to code because I kind of thought we were missing that computer programming component, and I'm interested in learning how to code too. So that's really nice. The learners really like that. And in that coding program, they have algebra in there, so that helps.
Okay.
And then the PBLs help a lot with differentiation because the learners are able to be, they're able to perform some part of that PBL based on their level.
Right.
There's a whole need to know list. So there's something in there. There's some questions on it, that they can answer.
Right.
So we do that, and then during that innovation period that we run every day, every single day we switch out different learners, and I can go and I can pull the learners that I need. And the way I'm able to do that is my team, we just kind of work, my 8th grade team, we're very flexible and we work together. And then I can pull them in, and what I'm learning is whenever I need to remediate, it's better for me to use some type of technology rather than just the sitting down one-to-one explaining to them. So I might find an internet game that they can play, and I can sit with them and watch them play, and I can help them, do it that way. That just seems to be more effective.
Neat. Okay, you've talked about the sum then. How do you use technology to support mathematical learning?
Yeah. Well, all of our learners, we're a one-to-one laptop school, so all of our learners, they use an electronic math book, and they record all of their answers and everything in that book, and that's really nice, and they can do all the graphing and anything they need to do. We use Excel, we pull that in. I talked about the ALEX, we use that. We use Math Excel, and I also use, there's a internet-based program. It's called SumDog. Have you heard of SumDog.com?
No.
The kids love that. SumDog it's a game, and they play a lot of games, and they can play against each other. They can play against other people in the nation. They can play against Summit County because sometimes they'll have county contests and they'll have national contests.
Okay.
I can set what level I want them to be on the math problems that they're on. But it's an interactive gaming program. I don't know, I'm trying to say it's internet-based, but they really, really love that.
So they like solving algebra problems versus
the algebra problems, and sometimes it'll bump them back down depending on their skill level. Like I might set them to be at algebra 1, but sometimes I notice that there's different skills coming up, so I guess it fluctuates. But they love that program. They're always excited to do that. Yeah, SumDog.com. So yes, that's nice. So, and then when they compete now, then when we international contests, then they can see where they are against, other players in the nation, and they also will rank them individually, how they rank them, how they performed as a grade, and also how they performed individually.
Okay.
And they like that.
That's
They
neat.
like that.
And then finally, do you have any student success stories to share in particular?
Yeah, there's a lot of student success stories, but the one I like the most is a couple years ago, the 8th graders started taking the ACT. And at the end of the year, they came to me and they said, Coach Decatur, can you tutor us? And I said, well, yeah, I can, but it's been a while since I did ACT, so I said I need to brush up on it. Well, they brought in their booklets that they had, and when I looked at the booklets, I kind of thought, I said, how it gets progressively harder, and I thought, well, they'll probably make it to maybe problem number 10 or 12. I know I had taught at least up that far, and I said after that, they might need some help. So as they started working, they were able to get as far as I thought, but then they were able to go much further than that. And so when we were talking, about it, I was saying, you guys explain to me how you solve these problems. They have all these different strategies, things that I know I haven't taught, they haven't learned in other. It's just that they've developed all those strategies from the PBL, from our mastery learning model. I really love our mastery learning model. I mean, that helps a lot, where we make sure the students have to master the test, keep taking it until they master it. And I really like that. And it was just really nice to see that all of the things that we're doing, that it actually transferred, and that these students have developed these multiple problem solving strategies, which is exactly what we want. That's everything we want. And so, some of them went on and took the test, and they had like 24s, 25s. The one girl had 31. I just think that's amazing in the 8th grade.
Yes.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
To me, that showed me that what we're doing is working. It's not just one thing, it's multiple things. The differentiation, the technology, the problem-based learning, the mastery learning, the whole teaming, how my team works together, our planning, the planning, learning communities, all of those things are working together to help these kids. It really was good to see.
That sounds awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for interviewing me. I appreciate it. It was nice.